What is up, guys? Super Effective 87 here, back again with another post-rated showdown battle. Once again, it's in the UU tier. I will bring you some other tiers and some other battles in different tiers, but right now UU is just really fun to play. So I hope you will bear with me for this one battle. I also apologize that I am on the other side. I know that kind of makes people mad when they see their narrator on the other side, but just bear with me. Hopefully next time Showdown will put the replay and have me on the other side. But nonetheless, this still is a really great UU battle I had versus a random on the ladder named Genius. I also apologize for not getting so many uploads, if any, I can't really remember, over the weekend. I was pretty busy, but I do have this awesome UU battle. Hopefully it makes up for it. Once again, looking at his team, he seems to be running full stall, even though some of his Pokemon could turn out to be offensive, like Snorlax and Zapdos and company. I'm not really worried too much about anything on his team. Togekiss can have a field day with stall teams if I can get rid of that Zapdos, so that's going to be one of my nice priorities in this match. I will need Stealth Rocks up, so I'm going to try and put as much offensive pressure on his team as possible so he's not able to spin. Normally I play pretty defensive and I don't really predict a lot unless I really need to and it's really obvious. But in this match I actually come out of my shell and predict a lot and it ends up working out for me. My defensive side takes over in the last bit of the battle and I make a few misplays. But you're going to see in the end who wins. I'm not going to tell you because you got to watch it. That was horrible. Should have ended it differently, but whatever. Yes, my team. I have Standard Scarf Shao, Sub DD Kingdra, Chest Arrest, Burn Cut, Stealth Rocking, Defensive Golurk, Offensive Togekiss, and Offensive Snorlax. I really like this team, and once again, I said I'm not really afraid of anything on this team. Looking at my lead, I was thinking he was going to lead with, I was thinking he was not going to lead with Zapdos. So I'm going to lead with Togekiss because pairs well against everything on his team. Even if he does lead with Zapdos, I can just easily switch into my Snorlax or my Golurk to hopefully take any attack bar like a Specs, HP, Ice, or Grass on Golurk's part. Sorry. So yeah, I just end up leading with Togekiss as he leads with Garlark. Gligar. Okay, let's just get in this before I stumble over my words even more. So like I said, he's going to lead with Gligar. I'm going to lead with Togekiss. First turn, I'm just going to Air Slash. I'm not messing around predicting his Zapdos coming in. I do get the flinch, and here I'm going to predict his Zapdos to come in. I'm going to go into my Golurk. Because I know I should be able to get him my Stealth Rocks, and if he is defensive like I think he is, HP Ice shouldn't be doing all that much, and my Golurk is pretty expendable, other than spin blocking. Here he reveals Sub and Heat Wave on his set, so I was thinking he's going to be a Sub Roost, well, obviously Sub Roost. Heat Wave does not burn me, which I'm very thankful for, and Ice Punch easily breaks the Sub. Here I predict his switch into Cofagrigus, and I go into my Road Cut. This gives me a perfect opportunity to Volt Switch out, because I knew he wouldn't want to take a Leaf Storm. But he actually does stay in, and Leaf Storm does a huge chunk versus his Cofagrigus. And that would leave him one less thing for my Kingdra and Mienshao. And here, I bring in Snorlax, thinking he's going to be OTR because of his team. When I see Snorlax and Gligar, I think that he's going to be offensive Trick Room. But it turns out he's just defensive with Will-O-Wisp, so I bring my Snorlax into the Will-O-Wisp, which really sucked because now I have a burned Snorlax. And I want to crunch and pursuit this thing. Now I bring in my Rotom-Mow, predicting his Blastoise, knowing that now he has a perfect opportunity to come in and go for the Rapid Spin, and I do not want that happening. Here he's going to bring in the Blastoise, like I said, and I have a perfect opportunity to go for Volt Switch. I have no reason not to, but actually misclick and go for Leaf Storm, hitting his Zapdos on the switch. I have no reason to Volt Switch, so it obviously was a misclick. Even if he did stay in on my Volt Switch, I could have easily gone into my Golurk, block the spin, and start dynamic punching him, just annoying him. And Golurk can take 2 Scalds, I believe. Probably not at the health it's at, though. But yeah, he was scared of by my potential Leaf Storm. So anyways, I'm kind of got to get caught up with his narration. Now we have Rotomo in versus Zapdos, and I do make the misclick, and like I just said, and I go for Leaf Storm, and now Zapdos gets a free roost or a sub, which is kind of really bad for me. But I'm just gonna bring in my Golurk again and threaten it out with the HP Ice, or not the HP Ice, the Ice Punch, and he does go for the roost. Here I think I go for the Dynamic Punch, predicting a switch out since he doesn't really have a reason to stay in. He's not behind a sub, and it's gonna do a lot. I should have really predicted the switch into Blastoise. Hopefully I do get the confusion hacks as he goes for the rapid spin, so he doesn't get the spin off, because that is something I did not want. Sorry, everything just went blue, if you noticed that. Hopefully he didn't, though. He does hit himself in confusion as I go into my Rotomo. Kind of bad for him, but that's the reason I use Dynamic Punch. Here I make a misplay and go for Leaf Storm. When I should have Volt Switched. That wasn't a misclick. I thought he would stay in for some reason. I don't know. I was getting a little cocky because I was predicting everything. But nonetheless, I do just Volt Switch out from my Rotomo, and I bring in my Golurk just to threaten out his Snorlax with a Dynamic Punch. And hopefully him being scared out, I'm going to go into my Rotomo, predicting his Capagragis once again, and he does do that, bringing in his Capagragis. Here I believe I go for the Leaf Storm, making another misplay. I had no reason to Volt Switch, or not to Volt Switch, but I do just Leaf Storm as he brings in his Roserade. This is really bad for me because that means I lose a lot of momentum. Because Roserade can set up some spikes now, which is bad because entry hazards on your side of the battle are just battle around. Here, my safest play is to bring in Snorlax because I thought he could be Sleep Powder with Toxic Spikes. Looking at his team, he has Subaru, Zapdos. It would help his team. So I didn't want to bring in my Togekiss and get put to sleep by Sleep Powder. So going to Snorlax was the safer conservative play because I don't want my Togekiss getting put to sleep, like I just said. Turns out, though, he is just Spikes, so he's able to get up one layer of Spikes. One layer of Spikes, it is annoying, but I have two Levitators and all that. Here, I go for Crunch, predicting maybe his Capagragis to come in, knowing that his Roserade probably won't want to stay in because he can't touch me, and I can just Whirlwind it. So he is able to get up his Stealth Rocks here, which is really bad for me. I need to get some momentum back and make some better plays. Here I'm going to switch out into my Togekiss, knowing that I can just flinch and annoy his team as he gets up his Stealth Rocks. Here I believe I go for the Fire Blast, predicting his Zapdos to come in. Actually, no, I go for Air Slash, I remember. I go for Air Slash because if I go for Fire Blast, he can live and then get off the Toxic. And he actually gets off the Toxic, breaks through the Air Slash flinch chance, which really sucks because now I have Stealth Rocks compiled with Toxic damage on Togekiss. And Togekiss would have been pretty helpful because it kind of destroys his team when he doesn't have Zapdos up, or Zapdos in. Here I'm going to go for the Fire Blast versus Gligar, just in case he wants to save it for Death Fodder and switch out into Zapdos. It was my Togekiss is very well trained, and it does not miss Fire Blast, so I knew I wouldn't have a problem going for it. Here he's going to bring in his Zapdos, and I am obviously scared out by the potential Thunderbolt. I know he's going to Roost or Sub, but there's not much I can do about that because none of my moves are going to be doing a lot. Actually, scratch that. Fire Blast we'll be doing a nice chunk, but he can just knock me out with a Thunderbolt, so I don't want to stay in. I'm going to bring in my Snorlax and go for the return. Another misplay on my part. I do get the crit, and later on I'll talk about how that crit would have mattered or not mattered. It is a misplay because now he has the potential to go for the Rapid Spin. But I'm going to go into my Rotomo. He goes for Roar, probably predicting my Golurk because it would have taken Spikes and Stealth Rock coming in, and then been roared out, so it would have to come in and take more entry hazard damage, and then would potentially not be able to spin block. I do get roared out into my Togekiss though, which is pretty good for me. And I'm able to go for the Grass Knot. I should have gone for Fire Blast because the Zapdos switch in was pretty obvious, but I didn't want to mess around, maybe allowing him to get the Rapid Spin off. Grass Knot does pitiful damage versus this Zapdos, so I know I need to start making some better plays. So here I'm going to switch out from my Togekiss, and I'm going to go into my Golurk, knowing I'm pretty safe versus this Zapdos. All he has to hit me with his Heat Wave, and provided he doesn't get a crit or a burn, like I said before, I am pretty safe being in here. So his Zapdos is at full HP right now, which is pretty annoying. So he's just going to go into his Cofagrigus, and I predict this making a good play, going out into my Rotom-Mow, but now I consequently make after I make this good play, I make a bad play by going for Leaf Storm, because he's going to switch into his Roserade and be able to get up another layer of spikes. So the two can't cancel each other out. I get a useless crit here with Leaf Storm. It didn't do very much at all, and you'll see later that it wouldn't matter anyways. I'm going to go into my Togekiss, potentially sacking it, potentially just to scare him out. And here is the opportunity I've been waiting for. I need a window to set up with Kingdra, since now everything is weak. And I have the Togekiss versus Roserade. He's going to be scared out by the Air Slash, so I can go for Fire Blast, predicting the Zapdos. Now Zapdos is forced to roost. I could actually go right into Kingdra right now, but I was really scared he was going to Thunderbolt randomly, so I just decided to sack my Togekiss. So I can get a free switch into my Kingdra. I calced it, and I am able to live. Leftovers, max special attack, Thunderbolt from Zapdos. I just have to hope he doesn't paralyze me with Thunderbolt. But that is my chance to win right now. Everything is weakened. The only problem I might have is his Cofagrigus living, but I think I forced it out enough with Stealth Rock damage and Volt Switch from Rotom Cut to the point where it will be knocked out by +1 Outrage. Now I bring in said Kingdra. Take a lot of entry hazard damage. I still am confident I can live that Thunderbolt though, because I calculated. And I go for the Dragon Dance, and here he brings in Blastoise. That thing is going to easily die. And the crit may have mattered from earlier, because I don't know if he would have lived the Outrage at that health. I do have a chance to knock him out. It does 56 to 60%, and I think he's at 60. Or it doesn't 56, it does like 52 to 60, and he was at 62 maybe, or something like that. And after Rocks, I think I would have been able to knock him out, but crits happen, I can't really control it. Even though I would be bitching right now if it happened to me. But nonetheless, I do knock him out with Outrage. He brings in Cofagrigus, and after Stealth Rock's damage, I am confident now that I can knock him out. I thought maybe before he would be able to live, but I did forget to factor in Stealth Rocks. Nothing is going to easily die to a +1 Outrage from Kingdra. Now he's going to bring in, I forget what he brings in. I think he brings in either Snorlax or Roserade. Yeah, he brings in Snorlax, and pretty confident I can knock this out with Outrage too. I do believe I do get the 3-turn Outrage, which is pretty lucky for me. And now it does kind of depend on if I can not get confused with Kingdra, because if I did hit myself, I would have been able to play. I would have had to play a little bit more, a little bit smarter with my team, to the point where I could bring in my Manshao and sweep him with High Jump Kick. But I did still have Rotom Cut, Manshao, like I just said, Golurk, and Snorlax. So I think I did have the game after that, because he also can't knock me out with a Sludge Bomb after I hit myself. I do believe. But anyways, that is going to be the match. I know it was a long one. I hope you enjoyed. I really had a lot of fun playing it. I think I played pretty good, and my opponent did so too. So yeah, if you like this battle, please leave a like and leave a comment too. I love reading comments. And maybe you can comment on what tier you want me to play next. I'll play anything. I'll even play NU. I don't really play RU, but man, if that's what you guys want to watch, I guess I can play some RU. Maybe do a PO live with Cap, because he's the RU man. Yeah, RU man. But anyways, I am terrible at making outros and goodbyes. You know that. So I'm just gonna end it here before I ramble any longer. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.